we live in a camper for as long as we can out of the wintertime, and we travel through the warm states. I'm not sitting on the beach with the cup and the umbrella. I am working remotely.
With your headset on.
We very very rarely.
Okay, let's talk about All Pro first. Let's talk about the business, and then we'll talk about some personal stuff. All right, All Pro dumpsters. What's the difference in All Pro and Rumpke? Like, why would somebody call All Pro instead of Rumpke?
When you call Rumpke, you're gonna get a switchboard. You're gonna get, I have to order this. It's gonna be wait time. You don't have a personal experience, personal relationship with any of them. With us, not that you can call me at 9:30 at night, but you can talk to an actual person. You're going to get we will be there at this time. You're going to get a, personalized experience with one of our few drivers instead of 1,000 different people you can talk to.
Right.
If there's a problem, it's way quicker to be, remedied because of the compact size of our business and our platform. And we can do a lot more creative custom hauling because of that. I mean, there's a lot of applications where it's not just a cut and dry, we need to get rid of trash.
Right.
We're working in an area that we can't drop dumpsters in. Okay, well, we'll bring live trucks in and just sit there with you.
So on that note, I mean, like, what's your preference? Do you like doing like home remodel dumpster deliveries, or do you like, delivering to people who are cleaning out rentals? Like, what's your preferred? You do any of it? Anything?
The salad bar, you need all the components of it to
point.
balance the, we like the dumpster that sits on site and we dump it once a month because that pays the light bill. Mm-hmm. But we also like to have that dumpster that turns 15, 18 times a week because that keeps my driver moving.
Yeah.
So there's some variety that you need to balance the business out in general, which comes from all those shapes and sizes. We don't want to say that we're not going to service a residential customer because we're too busy, because guess what? Those are the guys that keep our meat and potatoes going. So
I've seen a lot, like anybody who drives a lot probably has noticed a lot of little dumpsters running around. Mm-hmm. Probably maybe your competitors, I don't know. Are you delivering the small ones, the tiny ones? Like what how many yards is a tiny dumpster? The ones you see on the back of somebody's truck?
So our smallest platform starts at 15 yard, which is on the smaller side. There's some guys local here that have 12 and 10 yarders.
Okay.
10 yards about the smallest open top. You're going to see underneath of that 10 yard, you're going to start seeing the tipper dumpsters that you see at like a apartment association or like, the gas station or Wendy's that has that, truck that comes in and actually tips the dumpster up and dumps it into their truck.
Yeah.
That style. We're running open top roll off dumpsters.
Okay.
And the cutoff is really about a 10 yard that you'll see out there.
So we're both from Preble County, obviously. That's what this video series is about. It's Preble County businesses. Your service in Dayton area too, Richmond. Like, what's your range?
We're ranging anywhere within about 35 to 40 miles of Dayton. So we range all the way over to, we hit the Richmond, Indiana border. We'll go all the way up to almost Piqua.
I'm sure there's some distance that it just doesn't make sense to go past.
There is,
because of fuel costs.
And it's not just the fuel costs, it's the time of, if we spend 2 hours on the road for one dumpster when my driver can stay in Dayton and do 10 dumpsters in 2 hours, there's a balance of that. And again, we need the whole salad bar, so we try not to turn down that customer that's at 42 miles because you're just outside of our line. So we try and keep that line very gray, depending on the project and the situation, because we want to service everybody that we can, obviously.
Right.
But like I said, we need that balance of that salad bar to keep the business balanced all the way around. Mm-hmm. So you're in the know on a lot of upcoming construction projects. Have you heard anything about the new Kroger or Kmart, the old Kmart building? Just scuttled.
You don't have dumpsters out there?
No. Okay. No, I
was hoping you could tell us some insight.
No, I think it's going to be months before you're going to see any actual plan. From what I think I'm reading, everything else everybody's reading, it looks like to me they're going to tear down the building and build a new one. Man. So someone's going to get the demo project on that.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of dumpsters.
Or
probably in that scenario they just truck it out.
I think they're going to truck that out. I was going to say you're not going to use roll-offs on that. You're going to have some demo trucks out there and just running straight to the landfill that way.
Yeah. Okay. So running the numbers here, like how many dumpsters do you run?
Like, we have 2 trucks and we have 30 dumpsters.
Okay.
And we have a salad bar of sizes like.
So you can. Yeah, turnaround time, you can probably get to people fast with that many dumpsters.
We can. We try and we run 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. But we try and keep a 24-hour window open for everyone. There's a slim possibility that you're going to get a same-day order. I don't want to commit to that. but we do keep a 24-hour window open of if you can order it by noon on Monday, you're going to get it by noon on Tuesday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
There's a lot, believe it or not, there's a lot of out-of-state contractors that do not think about dumpsters till they get here and they're on site.
Sure, yeah.
And they're like, oh crap. Well, you call Rumpke and they're going to tell you 7-8 days if you call.
If you get an answer.
Exactly. If you call SRI right now, which we work pretty closely with SRI here in Dayton, which is a big dumpster company, they're 8, 10, 14 days out on delivery right now. And that's pretty consistent for them. Mm-hmm. So, again, that personalized experience of it may cost a little more for the inconvenience on us, but we're going to service you the best we can. Yeah. If you need something out there tomorrow, you need something out there tomorrow.
How long ago did you start All Pro Dumpsters?
All Pro Dumpsters we started 5 years ago.
Okay. And before that, talk about what you... generally, what's your work history? What you like into?
When I started off out of high school, I actually was a diesel mechanic for about 5 years. I was a diesel mechanic and a firefighter. EMT.
You were on the road doing like road calls?
Mobile mechanicing. So I lived in north of Chicago in a small town called just outside of Rockford. I ran mobile mechanicing from Madison, Wisconsin to Gary, Indiana on I-90.
Then moved back here after that.
Yep.
You worked local mechanicing as well for diesel?
I did, yeah. I worked at the TA truck stop in Eaton up at 70 for a little while right before I moved up to Illinois.
You used to live here in Lewisburg. Where we're shooting today?
I lived on Acton Street, just north of the hardware store on the kind of the north side of town there.
Yeah.
I lived there for I think about a year, right out of high school there.
So fast forward several years now, and you have a bunch of kids, and you just moved out to south of Eaton.
Yep, we're still in Preble County. We're outside of Eaton about 3 miles.
But you still have your Cherry Street house in Eaton.
We do, yeah.
So we're getting ready to sell
prepping to sell that. Just doing all the pre-market stuff on that, and it should be ready to roll by the
hitting the market here.
Should be ready to roll by the end of the week here for sure.
Yeah. Now, winter times, what do you like to do?
So we homeschool.
I know the answer to that.
We homeschool for a couple different reasons, but one of the reasons we homeschool is because we hit the road. As soon as my business is, we're not dead in the wintertime, but we are a seasonal based business. So during the wintertime, we're going to drop down probably about 50% capacity on what we're moving every day. One of our goals when we became self-employed was to be free. Obviously, everybody sees that picture of the self-employed guy sitting on the beach with the umbrella straw drink and all that. That's not
probably means you're more dispatching work while you're sitting in the RV.
So we live in a camper for as long as we can out of the wintertime, and we travel through the warm states. I'm not sitting on the beach with the cup and the umbrella. I am working remotely.
With your headset on?
Very, very rarely am I not working when we're gone, just as much as I'm at home, but I get to be where I want to be.
Yeah.
Is the only payoff there. But yeah, so we as soon as business slows down enough, we hit the road and stay out till we have to come back for the speed up of the springtime there.
Cool. Have you've been in the Cumberland? Actually, did you do some work here?
I've not done any work here, so no.
Okay. You've been in this house though,
as a guest. Yeah.
For people that can't see the rest of the camera angle here, we're sitting in the Cumberland house, which is a historic property in Lewisburg. It's got a really cool history. I'm going to do a separate video on that, just talking about this place and what we do with it. But it's available for vacation rental, as well as like party rental. People done some interesting stuff with it, like pre-wedding stuff and meetings. There's some really cool space in here. It's all historic. It's got some really neat.
It's an experience to walk through for sure.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You can spend quite a bit of time just looking
at the stuff in here.
There's a lot of era decor in here that's pretty neat to look at.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for doing the interview.
Hey, for sure. Glad we could.